Right, U9, I'm just going to quickly, I'm going to go through the solving quadratic equations just to make sure that you're ready for this. So, for your yearly. So this is the worksheet we did in the last day of school, last day of term, and it's a whole host of them. It comes from a Year 11 textbook called Jones and Couchman, and the answers are down here. So I'm just going to have a go at these. Now you'll notice that this is an older textbook and it just uses a cross-sort method, but I'm going to use the P&F method, the product and factor method, and the split. So let's start, and I'm just going to go by doing the right-hand column, the last, whatever, 15, 20 there are there. So let's have a look at question 31. So I've got 31, and it's 3x squared minus 10x plus 8. Now I want to factorise this, so immediately I go, well, 3 times 8 is 24. I'm going to write that above there, and it's positive 24. And I'm going to write, well, it's 3x squared. Now I need two numbers that multiply out to 24 and add up to 10. And they're both negative numbers because I've got a negative number here and a positive number here. So the only way I can get a positive is they've got to be the same sign, a positive product, and so they both have to be negative. So I'm going to say minus 6x minus 4x plus 8. Now I haven't changed it. I haven't changed the expression. I've just rewritten it and I've split it. So now I can just factorise by grouping in pairs. I can factorise these two and these two. And it doesn't matter which way around I put them. If I put the minus 4x over here and the minus 6x second, it wouldn't have made any difference. So what can I take out of here? I'm going to take the 3x, which leaves me with x minus 2. And if I take minus 4 out of the second bit, minus 4, I'll be left with x minus 2. And then I'll get x minus 2 out the front, and I've got 3x minus 4. If I check down here, question 31, 3x minus 4, x minus 2. Let's have a go at 32. 12x squared minus 7xy plus y squared. So this looks a little bit harder, doesn't it? It's got a y in there. Well, don't even worry about it. 12x squared minus 7xy plus y squared. And what you've got to think is that that's a 1. That's 1y squared. So again, 12 times 1, I've got a positive product of 12, and I've got a negative sum. Positive product and a negative sum. I need two numbers that multiply out to 12 positive and add up to 7 negative. And I've already got those in my head, and I think that's going to be minus 4 and minus 3. So I write 12x squared minus 4xy minus 3xy plus y squared. So I haven't changed the equation, the expression. And again, I'm going to factorise the first pair, and then I'm going to factorise the second pair, and hopefully I'll get a common factor. So I'll look for the highest thing I can take out of both. I can take a 4x out of the front of those two, so I'll take 4x. And then I'm left with 3x minus 4y. And if I take a y out of this, oh, silly. And I noticed my mistake straight away. I didn't take the 4 out of the xy. If I take a y out of that, I get 3x minus y. So it was pretty easy to pick up my mistake because obviously the back parts didn't look the same. Now I take the 3x minus y out the front, and I'm left with 4x minus y here. And I look to the answer to 32, and I can see there 3x minus y, 4x minus y. Let's have a go at 33. And I've got 4x squared plus 16xy plus 15y squared. So 33, we've got 4x squared plus 16xy plus 15y squared. Now again, I need to find a product, but remember my product is made by multiplying the 4 by the 15, and 4 by 15 is 60. Now I've got a positive product, which means that the two numbers must be the same sign, and I've got a positive sum, so they're both positive. So what multiplies out to 60 and adds up to 16? And immediately I think, well, how about 10x y and 6xy? That adds up to 16 and multiplies out to 60. We get 15y squared. Again, I'm now going to factorise the first pair and then factorise the second pair. So I can take 2 and x out of the first one, which will leave me with 2x plus 5y. And in the second one, I can take a y and a 3 out. So I can take 3y out of those two, which will leave me 2x and 5y. Put the 2x plus 5y out the front. And the 2x plus 3y is what remains. And we look at 33, 2x plus 5y and 2x plus 3y. Okay, so I'm going to rub these out now and do the others. I might go back and do one of the easier ones for those people who are having a bit of trouble with this and who aren't quite following it. So I'll go back and do a couple of the first few, and then I'll come back to question 34. So if you're okay with this, you go ahead now while I'm getting this done, and I will quickly have a go at, say, question 1. So question 1, what have I got? 3x squared plus 5x plus 2. 3x squared plus 5x plus 2. So I need something that multiplies 3 times 2 that multiplies out to 6 and adds up to 5. And they're both positive because I've got a positive product and a positive sum. So I'm thinking 3 and 2. So 3x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 2. Yep, 3 and 2 add up to 5, and 3 times 2 multiplies out to 6. Let's look at the first pair, and I can take 3x out of there, and I'm left with x plus 1. Now let's look at the second pair, and if I take 2 out of there, I'm left with x plus 1. I bring the x plus 1 out the front, and I get 3x plus 2. And that's the first one. Let's look at I'm going to jump ahead because I want to find one with different signs. So I'm going to go down here to 6. It's the first one. Oh, no, I need a negative at the back. I'm going to go down here to 14. So let's have a look at 14. And I've got 2x squared plus 5x minus 12. Now the reason this one's tricky is because 2 times negative 12 is negative 24. And I've got a positive product. I've got a positive product here of 5. So I need two numbers that multiply out to negative 24. They're going to be different in sign. One's going to be a plus and one's going to be a minus. So that's a hard bit. And I need to add up to 5. So 2x squared, I reckon 8x and 3x, because 8 3s are 24. And if I go plus 8x minus 3x minus 12. So I haven't changed the expression because this and this are the same. I haven't changed it. But now I can go and look at the first pair, the 2x and the 2x squared and the 8x. And I can go, all right, I'll take 2x out of that. I'll take the highest common factor. I'm left with x plus 4. And now I look at the second bit and I go, well, I'll take minus 3 out. Now I have to be careful here. If I take minus 3 out, I'll be left with x. And I take minus 3 out of minus 12 plus 4. And now I have the common factors of x plus 4. I put that out the front. And I'm left with 2x minus 3. Let's do another negative. Let's do another negative. We'll do the next. No, I want a coefficient in front of the x squared, so I'm going to go to 18. Because 18 has a negative. And it's 3x squared plus 19x minus 14. So this looks a bit more difficult. Let's have a look. 3 times minus 4 is 52, I think. 3 4s are 12. 42. 42 minus 42. And they need to add up to plus 19. Well, I think 21 and 2 will do it for me. So let's have a look. 3x squared plus 21x minus 2x minus 14. And again, let's look and make sure that I haven't changed anything. 19x, 19x. So the expression has remained the same. And I know that 2 times 21 is 42. So now let's factorise the front pair. The front pair. So I'm looking at those two. And I'll take 3x and I'll be left with x plus 7. Now let's look at the back pair. And if I take out negative 2, I'll get x plus 7. I'll take the x plus 7 out the front. And I'll get 3x minus 2. Okay, so that should give you a good idea about how to do these. I'm going to jump down. I am going to have a go at one of the ones that's written a slightly different way to finish. So let's erase this. And we'll see how you go. And you should be trying these on your own. And remember, the answers are there at the bottom of the page. And I'm going to have a go at one of the ones that has the x squared at the back. So I'm going to have a look at question 37 and question 40. Now 40 is pretty easy, so I'm going to do it first, but 37 is a bit more difficult. And so 40 is written this way: 12 minus 29x plus 14x squared. Now when you write things together, you can change where they are. You can put them in a different order, particularly if they've added. And you need to think of this as plus negative 29x. So when you're moving it around, that's what you're doing. You're moving the 29x. And there's a plus sign in front of that 12. It's a positive 12. So here we go. I want the 14x squared at the front. Well, that's easy. I've got positive 14x squared. I can put the plus sign there if I want. I'm going to leave the minus 29x, and I'm going to put the plus 12 there. Now, I haven't changed the expression. I've just rearranged the order. And because I've kept the sign, I'm just going to rub that out now. Because I've kept the sign, I haven't changed it. Just remember, there is a plus in front of that 12. So now I can just quickly go, all right, 14 times 12. Oh my gosh, I'm going to need my calculator for that. 14 12s. And I get 168. Now I need two numbers, two negative numbers, because it's going to multiply out to positive 168, that multiply out to 29, or add up to 29, multiply out to 168. Now I know 14 and 12 are close, so I've got my calculator handy. I'm just going to go, all right, well, 14 divided by 12, 168, I'll divide by, they're pretty close at the moment. I'm going to divide by 16. Well, that's not good, that won't get it. 168 divided by 18. 18 and 9 are 27, a bit more. I'm going to 168 divided by 19. No, that's not there. 168 divided by, well, it won't be 20. Let's try 21. 21. 21 and 8. Now, I just used my calculator then, but 21 and 8, negative, add up to minus 29 and multiply out to positive 168. So here we go. 14x squared minus 21x minus 8x plus 12. And again, I have not changed it because this and this are the same. I haven't changed the expression. Here we go. Let's look at the first pair and see. There we go. See what we can take out. Well, we can take out 7x, and I'll be left with 2x minus 3. Now let's look at the second pair. And if I take out 4, and I take out minus 4, I'll get 2x minus 3. And there we go. My 2x minus 3 comes out the front. And I get 7x minus 4. And that's question 40, which the answer is over here, 4x. Now, you'll see, now this is where it's interesting. You'll see that their answer is the other way around. But I want you to look closely at what we've got here. This is 2x plus negative 3 and 7x plus negative 4. And I can write them around the other way. So I can have negative 3 plus 2x and negative 4 plus 7x. Now this is going to confuse you maybe, but we'll see. Why don't I take a negative out the front of that? Why don't I take a negative out of that front bracket? Well, negative. I have 3 minus 2x. And I'll do the same here. Negative, and remember it's multiplied. Take the 4 minus 7x. Now that's a negative times a negative. Well, that just gives a positive. So it is just the same. 3 minus 2x and 4 minus 7x. This answer and this answer are indeed the same. I actually prefer this answer with the x's at the front. Now, question 37 is somewhat more difficult. So here we go. Let's have a go at 37. 2 plus x minus 10x squared. 37. 2 plus, what was it? X minus 10x. Now, you can do it in the order that they're in, and if you want to do that, that's fine. But I love having, or I prefer having, the x squared at the front. So I've got minus 10x squared plus x plus 2. Now, that negative is mucking me up, so I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to factorize the negative straight out. So I get 10x squared minus x minus 2. Now, please make sure you understand that that is the same expression in both of those. This and this are the same. I've just factorized a negative out the front. Now, I'll keep that negative out the front. I'm going to put them in square brackets. I need something that multiplies out 2 times 10, negative 20, and adds up to negative 1. And they're different in sign. So I think it'll be 4 and 5. So 10x squared minus 5x plus 4x minus 2. Just double check and make sure that's the same. So 10x squared, yep, plus 5x, minus 5x plus 4x, negative x, and I've got my negative 2. So I still haven't changed anything. The expression is still the same. So I've got this negative out the front. And now I can factorize the first bit, the first two. And if I factorize them, I'll take 5x out. So I've got brackets within brackets here, or I will have. $5x, and I'll have 2x minus 1. And here, if I take 2 out, so plus 2, in this one, take the 2 out, and I'll have 2x minus 1. Okay, I've still got this negative out the front. That's going to be important. I've got my 2x minus 1 and my 5x plus 2. Because they're multiplied, I don't need the big square brackets now. Negative 2x minus 1 and 5x plus 2. Now, I can leave it like that, and that answer is correct. But the answer that they give will have this negative in either that bracket or that bracket. It doesn't matter which one. If we put the negative in one of those, inside one of those, because it's multiplied, it won't make any difference. So to make it look like what I think the answer is, and I don't know what the answer is, I'm going to put it in the first bracket. They may have it in the second bracket. I don't know. So if I put it in the first bracket, I get minus 2x plus 1, 5x plus 2. Now, I know that they're going to have the x's at the back. So I'll just write this. Because they're added, I can just write them the other way. 1 minus 2x. And here, 2 plus 5x. I reckon that's what the answers will be. Let's have a look. Question 37. 2 plus 5x, 1 minus 2x. And there they are. There's the answer. I probably would have left it here and been happy with that, with the negative out the front, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So that's factorising quadratic trinomials. Have a go at them. They will be on your yearly exam. Good luck.